Life is filled with pain. Not just physical, but emotional and psychological pain. Sometimes pain can be so often and overwhelming that it seems like sadness is the only feeling that exists in life. That after every happy moment follows despair. In order to achieve happiness, life cannot be looked upon so pessimistically. In periods of anguish, one can remember that they were happy at least once in their life. In the Grand Budapest Hotel, Zero envelops himself in memories in which he was happy. Several narratives reflect back to a story about Zero, a lobby boy and a hotel concierge named Gustav. While facing a rising fascist military and a murderous family, Gustav must prove his innocence of a murder.
They put him up to it.
In spite of the negative influences facing Gustav and Zero, Zero attempts to find refuge from multiple tragedies. In the Grand Budapest Hotel, Wes Anderson uses narrative form and mise-en-scène to conceive a blissful memory for Zero to console with. In doing so, he illustrates that life's short, blissful memories are not overshadowed by periods of anguish and can provide consolation. Zero's life is filled with tragedy. In the first half of the film, Zero seeks physical refuge. His homeland is overthrown and he has no family to provide financial support. He cannot express feelings of despair because he must focus on acquiring a job to physically support himself.
Why do you want to be a lobby boy?
As he acquires a job, Agatha and Gustav provide the emotional support to console Zero from the death of his family. They literally take a role of a family when Zero starts a family with Agatha and proclaims Gustav as his brother.
We're brothers.
This is the point where Zero creates memories of his time shared with Agatha and Gustav. In the second half of the film, Zero seeks psychological refuge. He has physical refuge with a home and wealth but no family or friends, though Zero finds solace in the death of Gustav with the recalling of him. What hurts him most is the death of Agatha, though he reveals that he keeps the hotel and remembering the brief, joyful moments that he had with her. A great emphasis on mise-en-scène provides the reason as to why the memories of Gustav and Agatha are not only blissful but consoling for Zero. The reduced brightness of the key light in this shot suggests Zero seeks shelter in the memory as if crawling into a small space from the world. The addition of the top and back light accentuate the reminiscence in his expression and delivery of the line by representing a joyful feeling overcoming him.
The beloved original concierge of the Grand Budapest. It begins, of course, with...
Later on, when on the topic of Agatha, the key light is added back to show that Zero must come out of his sheltered space and discuss Agatha.
He was crying.
You see, I never speak of Agatha because, even at the thought of her name, I'm unable to control my emotions.
Other than lighting, consistent symmetry and balance are exhibited with the props and setting. Humans desire symmetry, even so far as to choosing a partner that has a symmetrical face. The consistent balance and symmetry suggests that Zero has subconsciously perfected the memory in his head. This is not unnatural when people tend to recreate memories more grandeur than they are in reality, through consistent recalling and retelling of the memory. Symmetry is not the only perfected aspect. There is a stark contrast in the color between the 1932 hotel and the 1968 hotel. The 1968 hotel has its color significantly removed and surrounded by yellow trees that are in the process of dying, fitting for a dying hotel. The inside of the 1968 hotel is also fitted with the same yellow. The 1932 hotel is more inviting with uses of vibrant pinks and blues. In the interior, red and pink parallel to the hotel's activity and prosperity. Though knowing that the narrative and mise-en-scène create a consoling memory for Zero, what is the point being conveyed? Through the creation of the consoling memory of Zero, the viewer can derive that joy is not overshadowed by peril and can provide solace. The duration of depressing scenes are short and occur seldomly. When the death of Agatha is described, a fond memory of their wedding is shown in contrast.
She and our infant son would be killed 2 years later by the Prussian grippe, an absurd little disease.
When Zero reveals that Gustav was executed, the camera dollies backwards as it did in the revelation of Agatha's death.
What happened in the end?
In the end, they shot him. So it all went to me.
The wide shot reduces the disparity of the events by making the subject small and, in effect, their issue small.
After dinner, we went to collect the keys to our rooms.
Decreasing the duration and conveying the events as a smaller mishappening prevents them from overshadowing the joy from the time spent with Gustav and Agatha. In the end, Zero is consoled by sharing his story with the author. He is able to exchange small smiles and talk about Agatha freely.
No. The hotel I keep for Agatha. We were happy here. For a little while.
Through narrative form, Wes Anderson illustrates that there can be a lot of pain in life. Even out of a life surrounded by suffering, there are still brief moments of joy. By using aspects of mise-en-scène, he shows that joy can overshadow tragedy. And in continuation of pain, recalling up those brief moments of joy can provide solace.